Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, The Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Cabin Fever. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything is okay. Let's load the game where we left, shall we? Ah, yes. Nice one. First morning, with a lady in our house. Oh, what is to be expected? All night my dreams have revolved around strange bugs infesting the cabin, hordes of them screaming inside through every creak. I must have been tense all night, because my neck had a painful kink in it. I had definitely woken up on that proverbial wrong side of the bed. I suppose I'd forgotten about my host guest, or at least I hadn't remembered to think about her yet. I was busy making a list in my head of the work I needed to get done today. That's when the smoke alarm started shrieking. What? I bolted upright in bed. There was someone in my house, and I let her in. And yep, I could definitely smell something burning. I rushed to put on some real daytime clothes and barreled downstairs. Mallory stood in the kitchen, looking mortified. A little smoke hung in the air, but I didn't see any flames. Phew! Grabbing a chair, I jumped up to silence the smoke alarm.
Thank you. I'm really so sorry. I tried wafting a dish towel at it, but the alarm just wouldn't stop. I didn't wake you, did I? Oh.
Yep. I wasn't really listening to her. I was too busy creating a space between us and also looking at the source of the smoke. There it was, a pan with a charred black mass sitting in it. I didn't know what she'd burn, but she'd really burn it. What is that? Is that a pancake? Is that the attempt of a pancake? Maybe. Is that maybe the attempt of a pancake?
I thought I'd make you breakfast as a thank you. My mom used to have the best recipe for potato pancakes that would always fuel me for the day.
Holy shit, I was joking about the potato pancakes.
But these... Well, I'm not totally sure what happened. I never used a stove like yours before, so this batch got a little... overdone. Maybe I can scrape off the burnt part.
Probably is Teflon.
You know what? Forget I said that. It's all burnt part. I'll just clean up my mess and then I'll make you a new batch. And I will definitely be more careful this time.
You are my freaking... You're a sweetheart, Mallory. Hang on, did you say potato pancakes? Yeah, for real, potato pancakes.
They're the best. It's too bad this first batch didn't turn out because I spent all morning digging up the potatoes, washing them, peeling them. They were so tiny it took extra long. And I was worried you'd wake up before I could finish.
Potatoes.
Luckily, I've got some other treats on the go as well, so you're not going to starve. Just let me turn on the toaster real quick.
What are you going to do in the toaster? She turned, reaching for the toaster handle, but the microwave was running and the kettle was boiling and... Wait, stop! Too late, she do overload the solar panels in bed. And just like that, the kettle, microwave, toaster, and kitchen lights all shut off. Why did you do that? Mallory's having played the overdone pancakes for some reason, dropping the plate in alarm. It smashed, flying shards of itself across the floor. The blackened pancake bounced like rocks. Sad potato rocks.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make you some breakfast. I didn't mean to cause so much trouble. I'll clean this up.
Don't worry. I sighed in frustration. All I had wanted was to make coffee and sit down at my computer just like every other morning. I couldn't do that now because I had to get the power sorted and check to make sure that she hadn't completely destroyed my precious garden.
Are you angry with me?
A little bit. How was I supposed to answer that? It's not really that big of a deal. I was definitely upset. I definitely didn't like the situation. But it wasn't like she'd intentionally ruined my potatoes. She'd only been so audacious as to dig them up without permission. Long before they were ready. Even after I specifically told her not to touch anything. I look away. I'm just not a breakfast person. I just drink coffee.
I'm really sorry. I just wanted to do something nice as a thank you for letting me stay here. I promise, I'll fix everything and then I'll just get ready to leave.
You can stay. Sure, whatever. You can stay. Yeah, I will be like ripping potatoes. The achievement, I love it. I turned around and went to haul on my work goggles and my boots. I'll be out in the yard for a while. Ah, damn it. No. I went out, and as I pulled the back door shut behind me, I hear a soft sound from the kitchen, like a heavy sigh or a stifled sob. Wait, was she crying? Oh, what did I get myself into? For real, I can't believe. I continue muttering grumpily to myself as I throw out into the garden. I will go back and check on the lady, my dude. Then I took a deep breath of fresh air, fresh cold air. It had an autumn bite to it, but the sun was warm. I felt instantly calmer. Ah well, she will be gone soon anyway. I'm not so sure about that, my dude. I took my time that morning dealing with the power issue and making the usual rounds. Happy hands, check. Busy beehive, check. I did a rough count of the firewood in my shed, then made my way back around to the front of the cabin. I stopped when I saw the bloody animal trap where Mallory had gotten hurt the night before. Damn, that had to be painful. Ouch. Felt pretty bad. My traps weren't supposed to be wards, something to keep my bubble a little safer for dangerous wildlife. I'd never mean to anyone to get hurt. I look at the trap, wondering if I should rethink my setup. Move the trap. I decided to move the trap and set it up further away from the house, closer to the woods. Maybe next time I will catch something less likely to ruin my day. Okay, that was a bit harsh. She didn't mean to ruin my day. A rabbit will be good, though. I ignored the sudden craving for rabbit stew and, having finished with the trap, wandered down into the garden. Right away I could see where Mallory had dug up breakfast. I surveyed the overturned earth with a heavy heart, noticing a handful of small potatoes uproot and abandoned. Well, I could always plant something new here. It was the right time of year for garlic. The sun had already climbed high into the sky, and I was feeling almost warm enough to peel off my sweater. I figured I should probably go inside, maybe eat something, check in on poor Mallory, and get to work on my computer. Whoa, Jesus Christ. This is not my house. Right away as I went inside and kicked off my boots, something didn't feel right. It took me a moment to realize. The mess was gone. There was no brooms on the floor, nor garbage bag waiting to go out, no scattered crumbs or dust bunny cities. Everything looked so clean. It literally sparkled, but how and why? Had Marley done all of this just to make up for the little breakfast fiasco? Whoa, this is really nice. Like, really, really nice. As I look around at all she had done, I started to feel like a bit of an ass. I figured I should apologize, but where was she? She hadn't left already, had she? Oh, then I heard something coming from the bathroom. The sound of splashing water and a small voice humming a happy tune. My heart sank. She wouldn't. Without thinking, I threw open the bathroom door. Why are you doing this? Mother stood in front of the tub, fully nude and glistering wet. She was like some kind of unicorn girl, her skin so alabaster and her pale silky hair flowing down her back. She was beautiful, shimmering, and I knew I shouldn't have been thinking about that or looking for her breast. Sorry. We stared at each other, both of us shocked at my intrusion. Then my brain kicked back into gear. I tore my gaze away from her, but it was too late. I had seen everything, including the tub full of water. She used the water. What are you doing?
I was just taking a bath.
I pointed in the direction of the bathtub, keeping my eyes fixed on the doorframe. That's my water supply!
It's still warm if you want to use it.
What? Did she not get it? That's my water supply, my fresh water, my drinking water, my everything water. What were you thinking? Why did you do so much? Panic was really setting in now. What if she'd turned the cistern dry? I'd have almost nothing until the next rainfall, and who knew when that will be?
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I really didn't know.
But I'd never run out of water before, but that was because I'd always been so careful. This could be the very day I had to deepen fear. The day I had that so deeply. The very day could come. How did you survive this way? It's like you're constantly wasting things. Is this why you were out of the rain last night? Did your bubble decide to kick you out because you don't know how to think before you act? Her mouth popped open. I immediately felt bad for shouting. Damn, I really was in a bad mood today. Just finish up in here and don't drain that water, okay? I will repurpose it for laundry or something. I didn't want to acknowledge my own anger or the tears that had sprung into her eyes at what I say. I'm a dick. In any case, I needed to check the rain barrels, like right that second. I turned my back on her and walked away. I saw things, beautiful things. For the rest of the afternoon, I sat at my computer waiting for Vanity to leave. I just couldn't stop thinking about her. And by that I mean I couldn't stop thinking about how naive, careless, and wasteful she was. Nothing to do with her shimmery eyes or how sweat she seemed to be even when everything else was horrible. Nope. Sweet. Sweat. Oh my god, my brain. Or how sweet she seemed to be when everything else was horrible. Nope. The good news was I did check the rain barrels and the situation wasn't as dire as I feared. As long as I rain again sometime in the next few weeks, we'll be okay. Still, I sat at my computer for a long time, entirely unable to focus on my work. When Mallory finally reappeared, she was holding the cardboard box of my old clothes. For some reason, she was still wearing a bath towel. That made me feel all sorts of uncomfortable feelings, and I tried extra hard to keep my eyes off my computer screen. Don't look. I pretended to type. I noticed the box had more clothing in it than before. I even saw some of my favorites peeking out. Haven't you had enough confrontation for one day? Is this a question from me to her, or... I thought that she could cause more trouble with a box of clothes. If anything, I should be questioning the simple fact that she was still in my house. Hadn't we agreed she would leave in the morning? But I didn't say anything because, oddly enough, it was kind of nice having someone puttering around, making notes here and there, remind me that I wasn't alone. It reminded me of my youth, of the summer I spent at the cabin with her family. Anyway, if she wanted to hang around and head out later in the day when there was less sun, that was her call, as long as she didn't break anything else. I hyper-focused on my screen, and in another couple of hours I still had nothing done. Suddenly it was dark out, and I was starving. And Mallory still hadn't left. In fact, she was in the kitchen, and there was a nice savory smell wafting my way. I logged off and shut down my computer, quickly, but occasionally, making my way over to her. I found her tending to 3 separate pots on the stove, all of them simmering and steamy pleasantly. How dare she? Nothing was burning this time either, which made me feel annoying feelings like impressed and kind of excited to eat that. Mallory noticed me standing there and smiled way too brightly.
Oh good, you're finished working. That's perfect because supper is ready.
Why didn't you dress up yet? She started dishing out the old fancy-looking meal onto 2 large plates. What is all this?
It's all made from freeze-dried proteins and grains I found in the pantry, and some spices, which by the way make all the difference when it comes to flavoring a dish.
I like it.
And I only used things that were already open, so I hope I didn't overstep again. I can tell you work really hard, and I know I made a mess of things, and I just really wanted to make it up to you.
Oh.
I'm determined to have a net positive impact here.
Okay. She, though, had been nice. I was suddenly very concerned about how low the bar was for her. I also couldn't help feeling a little charmed by her determination. I wanted to let her know that I did actually appreciate her efforts. Well, this does look incredible, and by the smell of it, I'm pretty sure I will be licking these plates clean. But you did wash your hands before you started, right?
Yes, silly. And I still don't have any symptoms of any sicknesses either.
Okay.
So come on, let's eat. I want you to enjoy it while it's hot.
Roger. There was something so endearing in the simplicity of her delight. I smiled as I took my plate and sat down at the far side of the table, away from her. We ate in silence. The food really was delicious. I wouldn't have guessed she'd had it in her, not based on that morning. I wonder if I should try to get some answers out of her now, I thought, and clear my throat. How's your leg feeling?
It's not too bad.
Why aren't you dressed? I should probably take a look after supper, clean it up and put fresh bandage on it. And then I suppose we should talk about getting you home.
Right. Home.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have a family or a group or whatever, or if you are on your own like me, but you don't exactly look like you live in the forest. So, where are you headed? She lifted one shoulder, visibly uncertain. Surely there may be someone, somewhere.
I'll figure something out.
What happened, Mallory? Hang on, no, I want to make sure you're going to be okay.
I thought you just wanted me to leave.
No. Ideally, I'd like to know at least something about your situation. Maybe I could help you? She looked away.
That's sweet of you, but
What?
I'm sorry. I'm just not ready to talk about it.
Don't worry. Okay. We felt quiet once more, just the awkward scrape of forks on plates to fill the silence. I considered her as she sat across from me. So beautiful it was, as if she were a digital painting. Can I just ask one more question? Why are you still wearing that towel? She looked at me blankly. The last plus morsels of food balanced on her fork fell back onto her plate. She glanced down at herself, then up again, hands clapping against the sides of her face. You forgot.
What? You mean I've been wearing this the whole time?
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe it. How do I forget these things? Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my gosh.
You are so cute. I couldn't help laughing. I feel like I was finally catching on. She was a bit of a space case. That was all, and her mannerism made it sort of adorable.
I'll be back to clean up as soon as I'm decent.
You're decent, but still. Her efforts to flee quickly were hampered by her leg. She ended up limping away in search of her clothes, mumbling exasperately under her breath. That's when it hit me. I hadn't even considered how much pain she must have been in as she cooked and cleaning and tried so hard to pay me back. Pay me back for what, though? I only wanted to help, and I hadn't even done a great job of it. And now I was trying to send her away, knowing full well she had nowhere to go. No, I couldn't do that, and now I feel like I had to make things up to her. I tidied up quickly from supper and returned to my computer, where I booted up my 3D printer. I didn't use the thing often, but it was there for emergencies, and it did seem urgent enough. So I printed a gun. I managed to find a design that was close to what I imagined, and I set everything up and stood back to watch the printer do its thing. Just then, Mallory emerged wearing her dress.
Oh, you already cleaned up. I guess that's it then.
What do you mean? She stood beside the table, leaning up on it for support. I stood in front of the printer while I worked. I didn't know what to say, so I decided to just let words come out of my mouth. You should stay. Also, I'm sorry, I have been a total asshat to you. She looked up at me, nervously clutching the size of her dress in her tiny hands, her mouth open and closed like she didn't know what to say either. So I just kept going. It was kind of a shock to have you show up here. I haven't had anyone visit ever, because this has always been my space, my family space. I guess I feel sort of invaded. But now I realize that's stupid. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't feel right making you leave. I wouldn't feel right making you leave when you are clearly in a bad spot. I have the means to help you, and there is no reason why I shouldn't. If you want to leave, that's fine, but there is no rush. Cool? She smiled softly, her eyes seemed to glitter.
Cool.
Yeah. Behind me, the 3D printer finished its work. I turned around to take the sheet of gauze with the cute potato pattern I printed, hoping it would amuse her and lighten the mood. Can I redress your leg now? The pattern of the gauze made her giggle, and she nodded and sat down, propping her leg up. That's so sweet. I prepared once again for the uncomfortable closeness that was necessary for the task. I scrubbed my hands, put on a mask and pair of gloves, and went to sit by her with the first aid kit, which chattered idly as I cleaned and unpacked her wound. Afterwards, I got her set up in the couch and bid her goodnight. I wasn't exactly tired, but I figured it was better to leave things off on a pleasant note before things got awkward again. I climbed up the stairs to my loft and lay in the bed, staring at the ceiling above me. I thought about how angry I'd been with her actions that morning. I thought about how scared and uncomfortable I'd felt throughout the day. How was it that now, a matter of hours later, I could feel such a gentle fondness for the very same person who would make me so upset. How was it? How was that possible? Moody hermit, I accuse myself. Yeah, you're probably right, I thought in reply. And with that, I closed my eyes and went to sleep. That was sweet. This chapter was sweet. Chapter 4, Growth! Yay! A little hospitality with your hostility. How about a little hospitality for your hostility? This was great. I'm loving this game so far, but this is all the time I have for today. Okay, let us save the game. This was a beautiful game, I love it. But this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye!